Good morning. It's Friday, May 15th. We've made it yet to another end of the work week. Now, I woke up with a really bad headache, so if I stumble over my words today, please forgive me. I want to talk about how we can build confidence through consistent actions. Most people wait for confidence to appear before they take action. They assume confidence is an emotion that magically arrives when they're ready. But in reality, confidence is a result, not a prerequisite. It's something you build through tiny repeated actions, especially the actions you don't feel ready for yet. Confidence grows from evidence, from showing yourself you can follow through even imperfectly. When have you waited to feel ready before taking action? One area that still really bothers me is cold calling in real estate. I always think maybe if I get this done first, I will be better prepared. The reality, calling people who've expressed interest without knowing them is a bit nerve wracking, and the best policy is just to pull the trigger. My confidence level will never be where I feel comfortable, so if I'm going to do it, I have to just do it. However, the resistance is strong in this area. Remember, we are all a work in progress. Now, there is always a gap between your current self and your future version of you. Consistent action is that bridge, not massive transformations, not overnight success, but small, reliable motions that slowly shift your identity. Every action becomes a vote for the person you're becoming. Confidence expands when your daily actions start to align with your self image. So, who are you trying to become? I'm becoming a woman that owns multiple business, thrives on helping others, is a multimillionaire, and lives the life of her dreams. Not there yet, but that's who I'm becoming. Consistency isn't hard because you're lazy or undisciplined. It's hard because your nervous system prefers familiarity over progress. New actions create emotional friction. Your brain tries to pull you back into what it knows. Confidence grows when you learn to move anyway, gently, compassionately, without pressure to be perfect. My brain often tells me that I can put things off when I start something new, especially exercise. I can hear my brain say, oh, you can do it in the evening or you can skip a day. That isn't how it works, and I know that, but I've allowed this resistance to take over my own desires. This awareness is key to making the change, and honestly, I probably wouldn't have actually brought that into awareness had I not written about it in my blog and now vlogging it to you. The smallest consistent actions often create the biggest transformation. Sending one message, drinking one glass of water, writing for 10 minutes, showing up when you don't feel like it. These tiny actions accumulate and eventually they shift your identity from someone who tries to someone who follows through. Now, what is one tiny action you could repeat for 7 days straight? I can commit to walking for 20 minutes 7 days straight. You heard it here first. I am going to commit to the walk in the morning. What small action have you already taken that makes you feel proud? I'm going to be honest, my blog and my vlog make me proud. I set out to write at least one blog and vlog daily back in October last year, and I've been able to remain consistent in that area. Are the topics often the same? Yeah, but that is because I am working on those areas in my life, and I hope that it helps someone else who's also on this self development, personal growth journey. Confidence isn't an emotion, it's self trust, and self trust is built through action. Each time you take a step, your brain registers it as proof. I can rely on myself. That sense of inner reliability becomes confidence. It's not loud or flashy, it's steady, grounded, and deeply embodied. Self trust for me means the ability to know that my intuition or decision making ability is grounded in understanding what is best for me and my family at that time. It is not a whim decision. It really comes from doing what I think is best. People think consistency means never missing a day, never wavering, never stumbling. But we're human. And consistency is actually the art of returning to your intentions after a messy day, returning after a low week, returning after life interrupts you. The return is where confidence grows, not in flawless streaks, but in gentle recommitments. I often lose momentum in doing things such as exercise because it hurts. Let's be real. I have back problems, fibromyalgia, and other issues, and exercise doesn't feel great. However, I still have momentum and desire to have a more healthy lifestyle. Ways I can build that momentum include setting up a small reward system like I do with debt reduction, or changing the exercise method to assist with my body aches and pains. The realization that it doesn't have to be by the book just because it is on my calendar means there's flexibility, and doing something is better than doing nothing. Confidence blooms when you become someone you trust, someone who honors their energy, someone who keeps promises to themselves, someone who doesn't abandon their dreams when things get uncomfortable. Consistent action builds this inner relationship, the most important relationship you'll ever have. One promise I want to keep to myself starting this week is starting an exercise program that is flexible but is consistent and at least 3 days a week. I'm committed to engage in some form of exercise, and I will admit that I have been working on that this last past 2 weeks to try and really gain the momentum. Have I missed some days? Yes, but I'm working on it. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You don't need to become fearless or perfect or constantly motivated. You just need to begin and return in small, steady ways. Confidence will meet you along the way. What is the one action you commit to taking today? Well, with that, today's positive affirmation is I have a healthy body, tranquil mind, and a vibrant soul. I hope you all have a great Friday.